Hi, I'm Bet from Bet's Makes, and this is challenge number 1 of paper flowers. This one is a rolled rose, so we're going to be making a rolled rose similar to this. I've given you 6 different designs, so make sure that you look for the template for this challenge. See below the video for that template. And also, I used a light cardstock for this and a little bit of glue, and of course my Cricut cutting machine and a standard grip mat. So that's all you need for this one. So let's get working on the challenge. So here we are in Design Space, and we need to upload our 6 rolled rose template. So that's the first thing you're going to do is click on Upload, and then upload your image and browse for it. And mine is going to come up under Monthly Makes, and I have Flower Making Challenge, Paper Flower Challenge, and I have all of these rolled roses. Now we're going to have to add these one at a time. So I'm going to start with number 1, and that looks pretty good. We're going to upload it. We're going to upload then number 2. And this just takes a second or two in order to do that. It's not a very long process, just a number of buttons. So we're at number 3. And now number 4. Two more to go. Number 5 coming up. So remember, you have to load them one at a time. And the last one now, number 6. All right. And we have all of them. And then we can make a decision on which one. You can make all of these, or you can make just one of them. And I think for the purposes of what we are going to do right now, I'm just going to take this one, and I think that's number 6, and I'm just going to show you how to put the whole thing together. So just grab this and add it to the canvas. Now it's going to come in fairly large, so you can decide if you want it to be the full width. So I am going to, instead of the width of 10, I'm going to make it 11.5, and I think it's going to be okay the other way. It is black. It's not my favorite color. I'm just going to make it yellow, and that's just so I see it. So that's the only thing you need to do in Design Space, is to make sure that 11.5 is the max. It's the size you want to cut it. We are now going to go ahead and we are going to cut this, and it's fairly easy. I'm just going to save this, and I'm just going to call it Rolled Rose. And I think I had a summer challenge in here for flowers. So I'm just going to put it in my summer challenge folder. You can create your own folder and save it. Now we are ready to go ahead and make it. And I'm going to be on mat with this, and I'm going to continue. I'm just going to turn on my machine. It will come out on one mat. And then you can decide what kind of paper you want to have it on. The thicker the paper, the more difficult it is to fold. Now this is going to come 11 by 11. So I'm going to need a full sheet of paper with something, and it's going to ask me for my device. I am going to go with a lighter cardstock so it's easier to fold. But the premise will be the same for every single one of them. All I need is my cutting tool, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and then we'll go over to the demo table and put it together. So once you have it all cut out, there's a tendency to start in the middle, but actually when you're doing a rolled rose, you're going to start from the outside edge and then roll it in. And that seems counterintuitive sometimes, but this is going to be the center. Now you can decide. With me, I have a color on the back and I have a white on the inside. So you can decide which way you want yours to go. But we're simply going to just roll it into place as we go through. And you'll notice the ones in the front are going to be pretty tight. And you're just going to keep rolling it until everything is rolled into place. You may get an odd tear like I have. I just use a little bit of tape sometimes, and that will take care of any edges that seem to want to tear. And let's just get it right over at the top of the leaf itself. Not to worry about little tears as you go through, but the rolling is the important part. You want everything to roll into place, and it's just a matter of rolling it and rolling it and rolling it until you get to the outside edge. Now you can roll it tighter than what I'm doing it right here. I just want to make sure everything is lining up okay. And with the petals, we're going to be moving them out a little bit anyway and making them go onto the outside more like a rose. Now mine is not that tight right at this point, but I can make it as tight as I want it. And it's just a matter of sitting there and rolling it all together. This is a fairly simple way to do a paper flower. These can turn out very, very, very beautiful. And if it's your first time doing this, the rolling is going to be a little tougher than what you would think. Okay, so let's get this all rolled up. Just take me a second or two to get it rolled. And I see I have another little tear piece in here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of tape here. Flowers are not perfect. And when I use some cheaper paper, sometimes that's what happens. So I just want to keep rolling this. Rolling it, careful not to tear any of it as I go through. Look, you got to be careful on that piece. It looks like it wants to tear. And this will happen to you quite a bit with the thinner paper as well. Just remember, the tape's not going to hurt anything. You just want to keep your rolling going. And I'm just going to bend that over. I haven't got it too tight here. Just pull it down a little bit. There we go. As you can see, I'm getting a nice round circle here. Keep it as even as possible at the bottom. That's the big key here. You want to keep it even at the bottom. Just keep rolling it through. Almost there. Now the easy part is when you're doing your rolled roses or that type of flower, we have 6 different ones here that you can try as you're doing this first part of your challenge. And each one is going to be a little bit different. You can see it's getting a little wider here. There we go, right to here. Now we have the end piece in place. Now this end piece is just going to act as an end cap for you to put your rose into place. So what I like to do generally is I put a little glue here and then I let it spread out just a little bit. So I am just using Aleene's tacky glue for the time being, and I'm just going to spread some glue around here because I can make the base as big as I want it and I can fold it in if I wish. So I'm just going to put it into the center and I'm just going to let it come out, spiral out just a little bit so it fits the edge. There we go. Just letting it spiral out a little bit. If I have extra, I can always trim it off, not to worry. Okay, I think I have it out as far as I want it here. But it's a tacky glue, so I can just spread it out even a little further if I want. Now we have the edges here, and the edges are perfect because you can curl these down. So now we have the first part of our rose in place, but now we can curl these back pieces down. Now you can use anything that you want for that. Sometimes I use a dowel or a pen. You can use, what I'll just use is a pen for now, just to give you the idea. And you can just take it and hold on to the edge and just roll it back. So you have a nice rolled edge. I say don't worry about the bottom parts, but that might be a little bit too thick. I probably want something a little thinner. And what I will do is I will take a look and see what Cricut tools that we have that I can use. And I'm looking at a scoring wheel here, and I might use a little edge here. This is a quilling tool that will even work as well. So it's the whole idea is to get it in there. grab an edge and just turn it. So you get a nice little turn. That might be a little bit too much as well. So you can work on different thicknesses of different things. Another little tool here that might even work better. So the whole idea is just to turn them out. So you get a nice turn on the outside edge. I've used a dowel in place of this before as well. You can see it's starting to come out nicely now. So you're just going to go through one at a time, pulling the back ones out first and then pulling the other ones through. And I'm just holding mine down so that the glue remains. So now I've got another one in here. So I can just pull this down. Just hold it down inside here. Sometimes it's hard to grab. There we go. Got it. Fold it down. And as you can see, I'm getting a nice little fold going here. Go. Just keep working my way around. And then you'll have a nice little rose when you're finished with it. You can curl it up any which way you want. And that is all there is to a rolled rose. So this is a fairly simple one. You see I've got some beautiful designs on the outside edge, so I can actually pull these down even further. And it would just make it like it's opened up a little bit. You can do these by hand if you want and just pull them down. It's not quite dry, so I can pull them down quite easily here. So this is number 6 that I used, and there are 5 other designs that you can play with. Now you can leave this as tight in the middle as you want. I'm going to pull a few of them down. There we go. I keep it tight in the center. Beautiful design on the back. And that's all there is to a rolled rose.